My great desire is for Faithbridge to be a church who knows their God and who worships their God. Biblically, there's so much precedent for the corporate gathering, for people just coming together and saying, we want to honor God. We want to tell him thank you for who he is and what he's done. We want to express our allegiance to him, that we belong to him. And we want to hear from him. We want to meet with him. We want to go to this place at this time and ask him to speak. And he does.
It's always been something that is naturally the way I want to express my gratitude to him. My honor, my respect to him it's not something I want to intellectually decipher, but I want to just express it. So worship always been like that for me. So I know when I came to Faithbridge, I felt like I had to turn it down a little bit because, I wanted to jump and I'm like, okay, everybody's not jumping. It's almost like, okay, cool down all that. But gradually with Lizzie and everybody, we start talking in the back and they say, hey, please express yourself. And gradually I start feeling like, you know what? I still need to remember he's an audience of one, which is God. So I need to express the way I feel to him, regardless of what I feel people around me are doing.
My faith is encouraged when I look out and I see, Joe, who's going through a hard time and he's still choosing to worship. When I see Mark and Jenny who I know their story and I know their life and God has been faithful to them. And I see them responding and singing and my faith is encouraged and I'm seeing the bigger picture of God's kingdom. It's not just about me, it's about us, all of us together worshiping. And it's powerful. I love it so much.
And I think if people don't come before God with that expression that I know he can give me what I came for. I know I don't have to leave here the same way I came. I know I don't have to go back to my marriage the same way it was. I know my story, if that expectation is there, suddenly when you worship God, you don't worship with that emptiness. You start saying, you know what, I'm praising the God that can actually do something about my situation.
If you want to measure the health of a church, measure the way they worship. Because to worship well means you understand that God is worthy of worship, that he's worthy of our attention, our allegiance, our affection. And that's what worship is. We're just gathering together to give that to God and to say that that's important and he's important.
I can worship so much where I magnify my God to minimize my situations or my reality. So my expression in his presence sometimes just let me forget about all of the stress of life.
That's why we're having this night of worship. We want families to come together and experience God, experience his presence, and worship him together. My hope and prayer for our church is not only that we come to an event on a Sunday morning or a night of worship, but that we are regularly, every day, experiencing the reality of who God is, because he's amazing. And he's healing us and changing us and freeing us and making us whole. And we continue to walk into that and live into that and become the people he created us to be. That's why we worship.